2025 spring season. This is round 4 from Road Atlanta in America. This is also lobby number 1. For the first time, we've actually had too many entrants to run it all in one lobby, which we can run to a maximum of 16. So we have lobby 1 and lobby 2. So this is lobby 1. And as per usual, we've done the qualification, 1 lap, an out lap, a flying lap, and an in lap. And from that, we have Cez on pole in his Honda NSX. Second is Manos in a Honda NSX. Third is George in a Honda NSX. Fourth, Richie in a Honda NSX. Fifth, Matt in a Honda NSX. Sixth is Pickles in a Honda NSX. Seventh is Captain Slow in a Honda NSX. Eighth is Sean in a Nissan GTR. And ninth is Fee in a Nissan GTR as well. So as I say, this is lobby number 1. We'll explain what we'll do with lobby 1 and lobby 2 as the race goes on. But for now, let's get this race underway, and we'll have Cez leading the way. So rolling start. Now we're running Group 2 cars with BOP and no tuning for this particular event, and that's the same in lobby 2 as well. So Cez leads us off with a rolling start, but because, as you will be familiar with the other 4 rounds that we've run, 3 rounds that we've run thus far, Road Atlanta is one of the tracks where it cannot rain on Gran Turismo 7. So as per the GERC rules, or the Goodwin E-Racing Club rules, we have to use all 3 compounds of slick tyre. So we have to use soft, medium and hard. You have to do at least 1 lap on each type of tyre, and the game has the facility to be able to control that and know what tyres you've used. So here we have Cez leading with Manos, lovely structure in right behind him, just taking over first place now. Cez staying that it would be inside. Manos has got the pace, so Manos 1, Cez 2, Jules 3, Richie 4, Matt 5, Pickle 6, Captain Slow 7, and Sean in 8th, Fee in 9th. So Manos is now leading on to lap 2 on the hard tyre. Cez is second on the hard tyre. George third on hards. Richie fourth on hards. Pickles has jumped past Matt into 5th place. He is running on the medium. Matt in 6th on hards. Captain Slow 7th on hard. Sean 8th on hard, and Fee 9th also on hard. So let's go back up to the top and see. So Manos is leading. George looks like he's now got himself up into 2nd place ahead of Cez. There we are, nice fight for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So we've got George, Cez and Richie there. Cez, he's in the middle of the 3 of them. So with these, Pickles should actually be the fastest of these cars. He is on the medium tyre. So we'll see how that pans out. So he should be initially quick through these early stages. In fact, past Richie, down the inside of Cez. And so he's jumped from 5th to 3rd. Cez just slightly ahead of him at the moment. So we've got third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh all running really, really close together. So Pickles down the inside of Says into the chicane towards the end of the lap. And Says, Matt, Captain Slow, and Richie there. Struck the back. Captain Slow going past Matt. So four of them really, really close. Captain Slow down the inside. Says just ran a little bit wide, and Captain Slow ran a little bit wide. Oh, Says he's off into tyres. So I think that was a case of two going through the corner side by side, couldn't quite make it. So as a result of that, we've got Jules now running second, Pickles third, Matt fourth, Richie right behind him in fifth, Captain Slow in sixth, Sean in seventh, Says dropped down to eighth, and Fee running there in ninth. And as you can see, fairly short lap here, lapping in 1 minute 12 seconds on these hard tyres. Manos leading from George, from Pickles, from Matt, Richie and Captain Slow. These three really, really close together. Captain Slow down the inside of George. So you may have noticed that Manos, Matt and Captain Slow are running basically the same livery. The three of them race in another race series which they have dominated throughout the year and have won that particular team's championship. So their collective team is Triple M Motorsport. So those three have had a really good year elsewhere, but we're also racing, all three of them are racing in this Goodwin E-Racing series. So Captain Slow and Richie having a bit of a scrap here. Richie down the inside on Captain Slow. There we go, take over fifth spot from the captain. Matt just up ahead. Let's go and let's hop on board with... Oh, George has now taken the lead. So let's hop on board for a lap of Road Atlanta. George just set the fastest lap of 1:11.9 through turn one, uphill, just turn two, little kink to the left, can't see the braking for three, which is here, down through this fast sweeping S-bend, so that's turns 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Shortish straight up to turn 9, which is the first of the double rights. Then very slow turn 10, which leads you down onto this massive, well it's not massive, but longish back straight, the longest straight certainly Road Atlanta's got. As you can see from the schematic on the top right hand corner, looks a fairly simple track, but it's not. There's lots of ups and down elevation changes here. Down the back straight, braking at about 100 metres, down to second and third for this left right chicane. Up and over the bridge, the car gets really light as it comes over this crest, and then down through the final turn, back on to start finish. There's a 1 minute 12.7 lap from George there. As you can see from his in-car video, or his in-car screen, you can see Manos right behind him. So this is Manos' view. Let's jump to, there we go. You can see George and Manos. They're running first and second. And I'm going to go drop back to Pickles, who's third. So Pickles should be slightly quicker than both George and Manos, as he is on the medium tyre. So these are for these Group 2 races, we're running in BOP, which is balance of performance. So all the cars have the same theoretical performance over the lap. The only thing that you can change in the race is the brake balance. Some might want slightly more front brake bias, some might want slightly rear brake bias, just personal preference at the end of the day. But as you can see, the vast majority of this particular lobby are in the Honda NSX GR2 car, which is based on the Japanese GT500 car. So Pickles there, running in third, setting his personal fastest first sector of the race. Matt running in fourth. Richie in fifth. Captain Slow in sixth. Shez in seventh. Sean in eighth. And Fee running in ninth. So what we do, as I was saying earlier on, we've got 2 lobbies that we're running. So what we will do is add their split times together. So it's, yes, you are racing each other on track for position, but it's also about how many laps you can do within the 1 hour time event. So obviously the more laps you can do, the higher up you will finish. So for example, these guys in this particular lobby may be able to do 48 or 49 laps in the hour. If the second lobby has only managed to do 46 or 47 laps, then the guys from lobby 1 have done a quicker race than lobby 2, and then we will organise who's done the most laps and in what time they've done those laps. So it's a bit like a 60-minute qualifying session, if you like. So you just need to go as fast as you possibly can for all 60 minutes, and then we add the 2 lobbies together and then organise who's done the most amount of laps and then in the fastest time as well. So it is very much like a 60-minute qualifying race effectively. So we can see that George and Manos are pretty close together. Manos quite happy. He still seems to be quite happy, just sitting there following George. Pickles there running in third. Matt's still fourth, got a half a second penalty unfortunately, so that's probably going to let Richie by as they go down the back straight. Yeah, so Matt's serving his penalty now. There goes Richie. Matt slots in behind Richie and see if he can pick up a slipstream. Captain's low, running 6. Shez in 7th after that earlier incident. Sean in 8th. Looks like he's already made a pit stop and switched off of hards to mediums, but unfortunately looks like he's picked up a 3-second penalty in the process of doing that. And Fee running at 9th. So Manos has now taken the lead from George. We must have missed that unfortunately. So we have Manos, George, Pickles as the top 3, Richie 4, Matt 5, Captain Slow 6, Shez 7, Sean 8th and Fee in 9th. So we're already on lap 11 and we're only 13 minutes into the race. Sean there just serving his 3 seconds penalty for cutting the pit lane. Moves out the way, lets Sean moves out the way and lets Manos and George go. So while these two are fighting, it should allow Pickles to be closing up the gap. Pickles, remember, is running on the medium tyre. Where Manos and George are running on the hard tyre. So Says, as we can see from the totem on the left hand side there, has set the fastest race lap thus far at 1:11.8. I would expect that to go quicker than that before the end of the race, because at the moment we're running on the medium and hard tyre, and we've still got the soft tyre to go, which will obviously be the quicker of the three compounds. So George looks like he wants to have a go at Manos and get past him. Oh, they've touched. George is getting a little too close there. The Pickles sweeps through and takes the lead. So that drops Manos to second, George to third. But George done absolutely the right thing there. He realised he'd touched Manos, caused Manos to half spin and backed off and let him in front, but unfortunately that also let Pickles nick through and take the lead. So now Manos is chasing down Pickles and George is now chasing down Manos. Richie's there in fourth, Matt in fifth. So Richie running fourth, Matt in fifth. They're pretty close together by looks of things. Yeah. Says is now up to sixth. Captain Slow's dropped back to seventh. So maybe Captain Slow looks like he's lost about 10 seconds on that last lap. So he might have had a spin or a little incident. Drop back. Sean in eighth. Got George right behind him, coming to lap him. So hopefully move out the way, let him through. Whilst yes, he's got to run his own race, he's also needs to be aware that the faster cars are behind him and just move aside slightly, just back off down the straight and let them go past. That'd be great. Fee running ninth. So we haven't really got many battles going on. We've got Manos closing in down on Pickles here for the lead. So whilst Pickles is, there we go, Manos will probably have a pop at him down the chicane here towards the end of the lap. Yeah, there we go. Manos back to the lead. Pickles running down. Drop back to second now. So we can see Pickles there on the medium tyre. His tyre wear is a lot higher than the Manos, who's on the hard. Fuel wise as well, Pickles has got slightly less than Manos, and slightly less than George and Richie. So Manos, George, Richie, Matt, Says, all seem to be similar. Captain Slow's peeled off into the pits after 14 laps. Probably had enough of these hard tyres. So taking a full tank of fuel on his way down the pit lane now. And out we go. Pit exit is really tricky here. And basically it flows you straight into turns 2 and 3. So captain slow now, full tank of fuel, out on the mediums. Oh, Sean just gone off. Fee there in 9th. So we now have Manos leading. Pickles there 2nd. And George 3rd. So those 3 are onto the back straight. Richie onto the back straight as well in 4th. Matt just behind Richie in 5th. And so we've got all the top 6 all on this back straight together. Just dropped off basically because he's made a pit stop. Captain Slow just coming across the start finish line. So not that far in front of 1st place. So you almost lose the lap when you come in and make a stop. As you can see there, Captain Slow made a small mistake and has now let Manos pass. So Captain Slow just gone a lap down. Pickles there in 2nd. Fuel light on, left front tyre pretty much worn out. Looks like he's coming in. So you have to be careful coming into the pit lane. It's really tricky, as you can see, over the crest of the hill. So if Pickles is in, he might have picked up a 3-second penalty for that pit entrance. So new set of tyres going on. So what tyres will he go for? Gone for not quite, just over half a tank of fuel, 60 litres of, or 59 litres of fuel. I wonder if he might have gone for the soft tyre, gone for a short 2nd stint. Let's have a look. Yep, he's out on the soft tyre, but dropped to 6th. And that's just over, he's done 21 minutes on a set of medium tyres. So he's now on the soft tyre. So this will give us the first indication of how long or short a set of soft tyres. So what pit lap did he pitted on? Lap 17. So we will keep our eyes on that. It says low on fuel as well, possibly coming in this lap. No, going through for another lap. It's the thing with such a short lap, you can get away with squeezing that extra lap of fuel out of it. Matt running in 4th. Fuel light on. Richie in 3rd. Fuel light on. George in 2nd. No fuel light on. So George may be able to squeeze a couple more laps out of this. Manos in the lead there. And he's got his fuel light on. So probably coming in at the end of this lap. Coming down to the chicane at the end of the back straight, turns left, turns right. Does he keep turning right? No, he's off on another lap. Now George on another lap. So it's Richie, but Matt heading for the pit lane. So let's see what Matt does. So this could be good move. It's coming on the hard tyres. Away he goes. Out on a set of mediums. This pit exit is really, really tricky. There you go, no one else around him. That's nice. So, Captain Slow running 7th. Obviously just running behind the top 2, but he has made a pit stop, so he will obviously go back onto the lead lap as Manos and George come into the pits. In fact, there we go, George is off into the pits now. So Manos is in the pits and George is also in the pits behind him. And Richie's in the pits as well. Cez is in the pits, but unfortunately looks like there's an issue coming in. So Pickles is coming through over the start finish line. Yeah, does he take the lead? So he's out on the soft tyres. So, yep, there we go. Manos has just exited in the pits now. Pickles he's coming down through the S's, going left through turn 8. And Manos is now just, so Pickles has got a decent lead. But Pickles is on the soft tyre, remember, and Manos has just changed to the mediums. So we're 25.5 minutes in. Can Pickles do it on one more stop? He's got to use the hard tyre. Where Manos is now on the mediums and got the soft to use. Likewise with George, has switched from hards to mediums, so he still needs to use soft. Richie's done the same, hard to medium, still got to use the soft. As is Matt. And it says there in 6th, he's also switched from hards to medium. As we saw, he had the incident coming into the pit lane, so he's picked up a 3-second pit lane penalty, which he's just serving now. Captain Slow there running in 7th. So the top 7 are all on the lead lap. Sean is running 8th, just off of it, sitting in between Pickles and Manos, in between 1st and 2nd. And Fee there running 9th, about half a lap behind Sean. Says he's still sitting on the fastest lap of a 1:11.8. So we've got Pickles on the soft tyre, so he might get close to the 1:11.8. So he's done a 1:12.1 there as his fastest lap, so he's 0.3 of a second off. His tyres about quarter worn, so he made a pit stop on lap 17. Jump on board with Pickles and watch him through a lap. Some nice clear track in front of him. Keep his head down and just concentrate on the line and getting good lap times in. So he's 10th off of his fastest lap. Through this double right-hander just before the back straight. There you go, onto the back straight. See what top speed he reaches. Up 5th gear. Up into 6th. 160. just about touching 170 miles an hour before he brakes for the left right here. So Road Atlanta is where they have the Petit Le Mans, which is a 10-hour sports car race for the IMSA GTP cars, for the same specification of cars as they race in WEC with the hypercars. So 10 hours round here with 50, 60 odd cars is quite a feat to keep it going for 10 hours. It was hard enough to do it with just 9 of us on the track. It's a track that you definitely cannot relax on, and you're always turning. The only place that you've got anywhere that you can sort of relax a little bit is here on the back straight, and even then it's not a massive straight as we saw in the last round of Fuji. That start finish straight at Fuji was huge. I think it's about 1.5 kilometers long or something like that. This is a lot shorter. I mean, we're lapping round here in 1 minute 12, as you can see from Pickles' time there's on the right hand side, where Fuji, yes, it was GR3 cars, but we were lapping in them about 1 minute 30, 1 minute 35. So the track's 20 odd seconds quicker than Fuji. So you see, it gives you an idea of how much shorter this track is than Fuji. And it's always turning uphill, downhill. Pickles' tyre, particularly that left front tyre, is pretty well worn now. Just coming up to put another lap on Fee. She nicely moves out of the way, thanks Fee. So he pitted on lap, so 18 would have been the first lap. So he's on lap 8 on these set of soft tyres. So they're probably only going to last 9, maybe 10 laps. So we're going to be looking at trying to get maybe 19 or 20 laps out of the medium, or 19 or 20 laps out of the hard. Just leave you possibly 8, 9 or 10 laps to do on the soft tyre, depending on your overall pace. So let's just drop back and see. So Manos is not too far behind him now. So Pickles across the start finish line, and Manos across the start finish line now. Just got Fee just in front of him. So Fee moves out of the way, lets Manos go. George still chasing Manos. And Richie still changing George. So we've got, so everybody's still fairly close. There we are, Pickles going onto the back straight now. Fuel light on, left hand front tyre low, so wouldn't be surprised to see Pickles popping into the pits this lap for another set of tyres. So he's used the medium and the soft, and he's got the hard tyre to go. Manuel's running second, used the hard, the medium, 3/4 of a tank of fuel in there. George in third. In fact, Pickles has, he's just gone over the start finish line, gone on to another lap. So this is lap number 9, I think. No, lap number 10 on the soft tyre. So 10 laps is the potential of the soft. So he's dropped off the pace a little bit. He was doing 1 minute 12s on these. He's dropped off to mid 1 minute 13s. If we have a look at Manos, he's probably, he's at least matching him, if not slightly quicker now, because the mediums will last a bit longer. So in fact there we can just see in the background, we're watching obviously Pickles, and we can see in the background Manos just coming into shot. Pickles looks like he's coming in this time. There we go. So Manos will now take the lead. There we are. Pickles coming in. 2 litres of fuel left in the tank. He'll probably go onto the hard tyre as that's the only compound he hasn't used, or could potentially go for another short stint on soft. He's gone for a full tank of fuel by looks of things, so I would imagine he's going back out on the hard compounder tyre. Yep, and there we go. Pickles back into the race, 5th place on the hard compounder tyre, and he's got Says right behind him now in 6th place. So Pickles has dropped from 1st to 5th. Says running 6. Captain Slow in 7. Sean in 8th. And Fee in 9th. So Manos over the line, doing a 112.2. Richie's popped up into 2nd place, a 112.4. Matt's now running 3rd, a 112.8. And George looks like he's had a problem there, 124.3. So George has lost about 12 seconds. So George has obviously had a problem on that previous lap and dropped from 2nd to 4th. Pickles and Says, or Pickles Says, they're running 5th and 6th. So this is the closest pair on track at the moment, so we'll watch these two. We'll drop back to Says. Have a watch from his cockpit. So Says still sitting on the fastest lap of the race. He's dropped back down to a 111.4. There we are. All down the inside. Yeah. Where is he? There he is. In front of us now. We're on board with Pickles. So Pickles on the hard tyre now. Says just in front of him on the mediums with half a tank of fuel. Pickles on hard with a full tank. On board with Captain Slow. Coming down to the final chicane. Through the final corner and over the start finish line to complete lap 29 and move on to lap 30. Through turn 1 up the hill, turns 2 and 3, 4, turns 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. All come really quickly. Up over another brow, drop down to turn 9 and turn 10. Out onto the back straight. We'll see if Captain Slow can reach 170 like Pickles did earlier. Yep, just about. So even down the straight. When you're running BOP, it's all about getting around the corners and just trying to keep consistent as possible. So there we are, lap of Road Atlanta with Captain Slow, who's anything but slow. Sean running in 8th. Murphy running in ninth. So back to Manos, who's leading quite comfortably. No signs of Richie in the background. In fact, Richie's just coming down through the S's now. You've got Richie and Matt reasonably close together, and George just coming through the S's as well. So those three are fairly close. Says is now running in fifth, just coming through turn 1 to turn 2. So just about to go downhill through the S's. Pickles has dropped a bit off from Says. Obviously he's on the hard tyre now. But he has made his second stop. So the 5 in front of him have got to stop, will have to stop again. Captain Slow on the medium tyres here, lap 32. This livery that Captain Slow, Matt and Manos are running is actually based on a real livery for Toby Trice, who in 2024 has been racing in the Porsche Sprint Cup Challenge that supports the British Touring Car Championship. So it's modelled on, or the livery is based on Toby's actual colour scheme that he runs on his livery that he runs on his Porsche Carrera GT4 car. So Sean looks like he's Captain Slow into the pit, so this might pop Sean ahead of Captain Slow. Let's have a look. There's Sean, Captain Slow in the pits. Captain Slow, lap 33, so he's a lap ahead of Sean. Let's hop on board with Fee and watch her through a lap. So just coming onto the back straight. Be interesting to see what speed the Nissan reaches. We know the Honda was reaching 170 down here. The Nissan not quite as quick, probably about 166, 167. Downhill through the last turn, and then over the start finish line. Through turn 1, turn 2 and turn 3. And then downhill through 5, 6, 7 and 8. So Manos now on lap 35, got a quarter of a tank of fuel left on his medium tyres. Richie running second, very similar position, medium tyres, quarter of a tank. So these guys are I'd imagine trying to get to around about lap 38, 39, 40, somewhere around there. Matt running third. Fiji's moving out the way there for Matt. So George running fourth now. So the top four all in a similar position, all on medium tyres, all with about a quarter of a tank of fuel. Except George's, so I was just thinking that George's tyres slightly more. So Pickles there in fifth, jumped back ahead of Sez. So Sez has obviously made a pit stop. He is on a set of mediums with half a tank. So Sez has made a second pit stop. Back out on the medium. So Sez will have a third stop to make to switch over to the soft tyre. So Sez has lowered the fastest lap again to a 1:11.2. So it says at the end of sector 2 as well, he's on for another fastest lap, 0.1 quicker than his previous, so possibly a 1:11.1. Touch the grass, just coming out the exit there. Across the line, fractionally slower at a 1:11.3. Manos is leading. So Manos through turn 1. Richie's just coming on just over the start finish line. So probably about 5 to 6 seconds behind, I would have thought. Oh, Matt's had issue coming into the pits. Looks like he's done the same as Sez did earlier in the race. So Matt's stopped on the mediums, and I will guess go out on to the soft. We've got 12.5 minutes left of the race, so doesn't need a full tank of fuel, so about 2/3 of a tank. Trundling off down the pit lane now. Still in that fourth place. Pickles has just gone past, but Pickles is on hard tyre, Matt on the soft, so Matt is now going to be on the case of chasing Pickles down. There's Sez on the mediums, but we know that Sez has got to make a third stop and switch onto the soft tyre. Captain Slow there on set of mediums, so I think he's going to have to make another stop to go onto the soft. Sean there in 8th on soft tyres. So he's behind Pickles on who's running 4th, but Pickles is on hard tyres. So it's even possible that Sean could actually unlap himself from Pickles. So Sean's got the blue flag, so someone's coming up behind him. So Fee running in ninth. Blue flags, who's there? Richie running second by looks of things. So Manos just coming down to the final chicane. Fuel light on. Will we see Manos pull into the pit lane? Yes, we do. So in he comes. I'd imagine take about 2/3 of the tank of fuel and switch to the soft tyre. Is Richie doing the same? Yes, he is. So Manos, Richie, top two in, switch, and George is in as well. So the top three all switching from medium to soft and just taking enough fuel just to get to the end of the race. So Pickles there in fourth. So who's going to be out the pits first? So there we are, Manos exiting the pits now. Richie Trunt exiting the pits now. So Manos 1, Richie 2, George in threes. Yep, just coming out the pit lane now. Pickles 4, will Pickles get in front of George? No, George is there, turn 3, just ahead. Pickles there, but Pickles, remember, is on the hard tyre, so whilst he was quicker at the start of the race where he went on the medium and then soft and then hard, the other guys have gone the other way round. They went hard, medium, soft, where Pickles have gone medium, soft, hard. So you can see Sean is giving Pickles a hard time, even though he's a lap behind, but Sean's on the soft tyre. So Matt's just coming into shot there. So this will be one to watch. Will Matt be able to catch Pickles before the end of the race? We've got 9 minutes left. Oh, brief yellow flag there. Somebody's obviously just had a problem. So Captain Slow into the pits for his last stop, running in 7th. Still a lap ahead of Sean. So Captain Slow will be going on to soft tyres for the last 8.5 minutes. Sean there we go, Captain Slow onto soft tyres for the last little bit. So Matt running 5th, Says right behind him in 6th. It says he's going to have to stop again because he hasn't used the soft tyre so far. So Matt's now just taken the fastest lap of the race at 1:11.193. He's probably trying because he's got Says right up his gearbox. So we've got 4 cars here pretty close together. Matt going for a bit. Yeah, past Sean. Says as says. So we've now got 4th, 5th and 6th running really close together. And Sean there in 8th, a lap behind the 3 of them. So Pickles is on the hard tyre, Matt on the soft, and Says is on a set of mediums. Not that far behind George there, who's running 3rd. We've got a drag race down the back straight. Matt's just nipped in front of Pickles, and Says looking to do the same. So Matt's up into 4th, Pickles down to 5. Says in 6. So let's see what's happening with those two. So 6 minutes left. It's probably about 5 laps, 5 maybe 6 laps. So Says is all over the back of Pickles like a cheap suit. He's all over the back of him. Will he have a look going into the chicane at the end of this back straight? Certainly close enough. No, just backed out of it. Maybe he's coming into the pits. His fuel light is on. Yep, there we go. So it says we'll be into the pit lane now and just switch onto the soft tyre. So George is now taking the fastest lap at a 1:10.962. Now it says probably onto the soft tyre, which is not used yet. Just over a quarter of a tank of fuel. Captain Slow running in 7th, possibly a lap behind Says now. Yeah, he's gone in front of him as he's gone across the line, but it's not taking position, so yep, lap down. Sean running 8th, and Fee running 9th. George has gone past Fee there into the chicane. So Manos is running first with 4 minutes to go. So on to lap 46. Richie running second. George in third with currently the fastest lap of the race. Matt in fourth. Pickles in fifth. Says in sixth. Captain Slow 7. Sean in 8th. And Fee in 9th. There we are. Says in running in 6th. It's on course to set the fastest lap, 0.3 of a second up through sector 1. Already onto the back straight, so we'll see what split 2 says. So 0.457 of a second up, which is huge. So it's on course for a 1:10.2. Sorry, a 1:10.4. Under the bridge, through the last corner. What's his lap time going to be? A 1:10.4, half a second quicker than the previous fastest lap that had been set by George. So through turn 1, 2 and 3. Down the hill through 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Over a slight brow. Down towards turn 9. He's on course for another fastest lap. Through the right hander onto the back straight. minute and 10 seconds left. So slightly up on his previous best. Through the last turn. And a 1:10.8. Kept it slow there, 7th. Sean in 8th. Fee 9th. Back to Manos, who's leading this one. Has gone on to lap 49 with about a minute and a half left. Richie on to lap 49, George on to 49, Matt on to 49. So there's the time up. So this is the final lap of the race. So the first one to finish here will be Pickles, who's just missed getting through to the 49th lap. So he's finished. Sean's finished as well. So Cez will be next through. Just coming through the final chicane. And then across the line. That actually sets the fastest lap of the race on his last lap at a 1:10.288. So we'll go back to Fee's finished 9th. So here comes Manos, just through the final corner, across the line to win the race. 49 laps. Richie in 2nd, 49 laps as well. George in 3rd, and then Matt in 4th on 49 laps. So congratulations to Manos, Richie and George on your podiums. Hope you've enjoyed the race. I will then do lobby 2 for Road Atlanta soon, and then we have round number 5, which will be from Alsace Village, which will be back with our Group 3 cars with full tuning next weekend. Cheers for now. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you all soon.